You didn't see that when I was closer, did you? That wasn't a real thing. You didn't see that. I don't think you did anyway. Hi! That was me making a very aggressive when. Did you like that? Was that aggressive or was that not that aggressive? What? Was that aggressive? Did you feel aggression? Did you feel attacked or scared at all? How did that treat you? Was that aggressive? Was that scary? Did you enjoy that? Hi! What? Was that aggressive? Were you scared? Are you intimidated? Ooh, I like that. That's kind of cool, actually. Intimidated's pretty cool, actually. That word? That's a little bit of a cool word, I would say. I might say, I could say, I will say, actually. I will say. I will say, actually. I feel like I'm a kid being called up by the teacher again. Well, would a teacher do this? Would your teacher make a pog face at you? Only the cool ones? Whoa. Have you ever had a teacher do a pog face? I'm really happy that my model does a pog face really well. See? It's fully rounded like a pog. How are you? How are you? How are you? Did you notice I started 30 minutes early than I said on my schedule? It's because I wrote my schedule wrong. That's not true. I forgot I had something to do after stream, so I needed to start a little earlier. It's because I made a mistake. Whatever. Am I still on stereo? Flip my... No one heard that. No one hears that. Where's my microphone? No, no. Ha! Did you hear that? Did it get fixed? Did it get fixed? I can't believe that you guys heard my wall only on one side. Wait, let me do it again. What? What? There, now you got it through both ears. Now you can be scared and intimidated through both ears, not just one. Oh, I love when my model doesn't track my face. It's so funny. Heard around the world. Can you imagine? It's like, you know in the Buddhism when the Buddha Siddhartha touches the earth and the earth shakes, but it's just the sound of a what? And the earth shook. Hello, all of you. We're made by real people. Did I censor it? I didn't censor it, did I? Did I make it look weird when I made my title? No, I did not. I did not make it look weird when I made my title. Comes with a special silly news. What is the silly news? What happened? What happened? Thought you said you had a good day, or was that someone else? Really? That's so cool! I'm so happy for you, Sharky. I'm really happy for you. Was it an alpha? Be an alpha. Be an alpha. Was it an alpha? I pray for you that you get an alpha next time. If you get an alpha shiny Baniri female, will you take a picture and evolve it into a Lopunny? I'm fairly sure that the word is not made by real people. Isn't yapping a phrase or turn of phrase used by streamers very quite often? Very quite often, actually. Also, I believe the term is quite old, actually. It's a phrase used a very long time ago, but now been brought back into popularity. It's like how when I say the word hooligan, I'm like, that's like an old word, but I believe recently people have been saying hooligan again. Those darn near hooligans causing a ruckus. Causing a ruckus. Watch out, EM. I'll time you out for a really long time. I I do love old words too. That's why I say them sometimes. And then Lemmy goes, no one says that. And I go, I say that. Excuse me, I say golly. Sorry, I say gee willikers. In my real life, actually. I say gee willikers in public. Oh, you got a shiny charm recently? Whoa, wait. Hey. Hey, how did you do that? Hey, can I have it? Just joking, don't give me your shiny charm. Yeah, learning new words doesn't make any sense to me. You know when they were like on TikTok, there was that thing where you laughed with chairs? I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. I like know that they did that on TikTok where they did like the posting with the chairs, but I was always like, you know? Oh, now with the point in the mild face. Wait, I'll do the mild face too. Ready? Old. Wait, that looks so robotic. If I just open my mouth with no expression. Have you ever just done that too? Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I just do this. Sometimes in the morning, I just look in the mirror and I do this. And it's not even for VTubing. I just sort of like, sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, that's kind of weird. You don't have a mirror? Like in your house or apartment at all? In your dwelling place? In your dwelling place? You don't have a mirror at all? How do you know that your hair looks good when you leave the house? I always, if anything, I use. Well, also, I have a hard time accepting that I can't brush my teeth without looking in the mirror, and I don't know why. It's like I need to like look at myself while I brush my teeth. I don't know why. It's like a need. Like if I'm not looking at myself when I brush my teeth, it feels like my teeth aren't clean enough. Is that weird? I don't know. Ah, thank you. I'm happy you think my expressions are cute. I also like to well, I don't really like to like what do you call, like I used to like to do like makeup in the morning. And I don't think I could ever do that if I didn't have a mirror. Though I do know some people who, instead of using their mirror to do their makeup, they'll use like the little, you know, the little hand mirror in the makeup kit. But I don't know how people do that. Cause like to me, I've tried doing it, but like if I don't have like a full mirror, I just can't do it. Cause I feel like the little mirror just never makes sense to me. Like I feel like it doesn't actually feel accurate to my face. I've tried to do my eye makeup in the hand compact mirror before, and it just felt like really weird and really wrong. Could be habit, you're used to brushing in front of a bathroom. That's true. I am used to it. I also just like to see where I'm brushing. I like to know where it's happening. I went to the dentist recently. Oh my god, I went to the dentist recently. Do you guys like, when you go to the dentist, do you close your eyes when you get your mouth done? Like when you're like and then like, do you close your eyes or do you keep them open? Do you look at the dentist while they're cleaning your teeth? You close? You close them? I totally close my eyes too. Yep, that's me. I close my eyes at the dentist. I keep my eyes open the whole time. Adora! Whoa, I said that so loud into my mic. Adora! Hello? Hello? Hi. 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 If you don't know Adora Fortune from Falls Project, she just got back from a little break that she was on, and she's super cute, and if you aren't checking her out, you might be wrong. And on Valentine's Day, she dropped a short cover of Monitoring, and it's very, very good. And if you haven't checked it out, you should probably look at it, because if not, I think you're wrong. Let me find it right now. Adora Fortune, the VTuber. Hey, if you haven't watched Adora Fortune's short cover of Monitoring, I think you're wrong. Hey, if you haven't done it, I think there's something wrong with you. I am wrong. I must correct this as soon as I can. Good! You'll cry and chew on my tail. You're so funny. I missed you too! Adore is a phenomenal singer, and she's very good at yapping, and I really like looking at her. Whoa, I didn't say that. Whoa, that's crazy. Huh? Glitch! I must have glitched. You must have heard glitch in the Matrix. Whoa, crazy. You're going to Offkai to see me this year? That's crazy, really. Well, I'll be on a monitor. I think, probably. I don't know. I hope. I don't know. I hope. It'd be nice. I'd like to be on a monitor. That'd be cool. I don't like to fly. Flying is well, I mean, I love flying. Sorry, I have wings. Sorry. I love flying. Actually, I love flying. Whoa, crazy. I don't like flying in human cans, in human tin cans in the sky. Specifically. I don't like flying in human tin cans that make you feel like a sardine while they squish you between tiny little seats. And then the air pressurization makes your ears pop when you go into the air. Oh, I have friends who love flying. I have friends who love flying. And I don't get it. They're like, oh my god, I love being in the air. XYZ, 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 XYZ. And I'm like, you should just fly first class. Yeah, if I had the money, I'd be... I'm just joking. Honestly, even if I was rich, I don't think I'd fly in first class. I think I would just upgrade from... Oh, what do you call them? I forget. I just paid the cheapest ticket. What is it called when you're not in the cheapest ticket? It's like one above, but not in first class. What is that called? You like the airport? That's crazy. What do you like about the airport? See, I have a very sensitive sense of smell when I'm not congested, and so whenever I go to the airport, I get like I get like a headache because I hate the smell. I can smell the airport before I'm at the airport. Like within like a 3-minute drive distance of the airport, I already can start smelling it, and I'm like, ugh. Business class. If I was rich, I would fly business. I would not fly first class. It just feels like a waste of my money. I'm gonna be miserable anyway. I might as well just be in business so I have a little bit more legroom, you know? Business class. Yeehaw! I love flying business class. I never flew business class. I always fly in the tiny ones in the back that are super cheap, and it makes my legs hurt and my hips hurt. Sitting for too long in any chair but the one I'm sitting in right now makes my hips hurt. I'll be so honest with you. There's something about, you know, I always thought to myself, an expensive chair, that's a lie. That would never make you feel more comfortable. A chair is a chair, and then I got an expensiver chair, and then I was like, whoa, my hip pain is gone. But like the chairs in the cheap class of the airplane, it really hurts your hips. I remember last time I flew, I was like next to this person who was in the front. You know, the ones that I like to sit in an aisle. Hi, Emily. I like to sit in the aisle seat because then I can move my hip more. But I was in like one of those saver seats where you don't get to choose where you are until like they tell you the day of. And I was sitting in the one near the window, and I couldn't move my leg because I like to when I'm in the aisle, what I like to do is I like to like cross my leg on top of my knee, you know, so I can like move my hip flexor. But obviously, if you're like in front of, you know, obviously if you're like in the one next to the window, you can't like put your leg up on like, you know, like when I say that, it's like when you put your legs, like crossing your legs, like I can't like cross one of my knees over my leg to like stretch my hip if I'm in that one, because then there's too much, like I'm too close to the neighbor. I don't want to do that. It's icky. And so I have to like keep my legs together and then like shove my shoulders together so I'm tiny as possible, because I don't want to touch the person next to me. Anytime I touch the person next to me on an airplane, I feel like jumping out of the airplane because it makes me feel awkward. Even if it's on accident. Like, no. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. I don't want to breathe the same air as you. No offense. It's not that I don't like you. It's just that it's weird. You know, so I like to sit in the aisle seat. Or there was another time recently where I flew, you know when it's like the worst time of your entire life and then you sit in the center and there's 2 people on each side of you? You know that experience? That horrible, horrible experience? I was in that experience, not recently, it was like more, that's like a year ago, but I guess to me that feels recent in terms of flying. I was in like, you know when you like sit in the middle, and then I was like in the middle, and I swear to God, these guys had to have been like basketball players or something, because they were super freaking tall. There were just like these 2 gigantic guys on either side of me, and they were like not sitting ladylike, you know. Well, they weren't, because they weren't ladies, but you know what I mean. Like they were like man spreading a bit, and you know, I understand that men like to sit like that, but on an airplane when there's no room and you're like more than 6 foot tall, maybe you shouldn't do that. And they were like putting their arms on both armrests too, so I didn't have an armrest, and they were like man spreading, and I was like trying to make myself as tiny as possible, and it was like a pretty long flight. I was like, why are you doing this to me? I just want to go home. I'm not short, but like I'm not 6 foot tall. I'm 5'5.5". That's what it says on my character sheet. I'm 5'5.5", and that's very tall for SVP. That's very tall for SVP. But like that's like, it was like my worst nightmare. Like, you know, like I just don't perceive me, don't touch me, don't be near me. Just like, and like I just think it's like, I just think that if you're gonna sit on the airplane, you better freaking hold yourself together. I swear to God. Every time I'm next to someone who takes up a shit ton of space, I'm like, can you please leave me alone? Can you please move away? You know? That's just my experience on the plane. I hate to breathe the air of the plane. Even before masking was a thing, the air of the plane made me upset. It smells like molded peanuts to me, sort of, is how I would describe an airport / an airplane. It smells like molded peanuts to me. And it's very stale. I would describe airport air as stale. I don't like that. I don't like to breathe when I enter the airport. So I'm very happy that like masks are a thing now, because it makes it a little bit better. Where I can like wear the mask and then it like feels cleaner when I breathe. Like I just don't want to experience it when I'm there. Oh, that's the doctor's office for you? Interesting. I like my doctor's office. I feel like her office smells very, smells a lot like cleaner, which I enjoy. But I like my doctor because my doctor, she sanitizes after every patient. So it always smells like fresh sanitization. It's so nice. It always smells like fresh cleaner. Oh, yes. No, but it makes me feel cleaner when I wear a mask in the airport. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it just feels like I can like feel that people are breathing in there, which is weird because I don't feel that way in a mall, but when I'm at the airport I feel like I can feel people breathing, and I don't like that. I don't want to feel you breathe. Don't breathe. Sorry, actually breathe. Of course breathe. I mean, of course breathe, but also I don't want to be aware of you breathing. I say as someone who breathes. Sometimes it's so funny. Sometimes when I'm in call with like a couple of the other girls, and I'm like focused on something, I start like breathing and I don't notice I'm breathing close to my mic, and then Lemmy always goes, Toka, you're breathing again. Or she'll be like, Toka, you're my favorite mouth breather. And it almost makes me very cautious of the fact that I breathe kind of loudly. It's just because sometimes I like, if I'm focused on something, I just start breathing. I mean, of course I'm breathing, but like I breathe more. You know? I just breathe a little bit more. Especially if we're like watching a video together, I'm like focused. I'm like, know, it's just life. And then she reminds me, and then I remember to try breathing not like that. And then I remember to try not breathing like that. You know? I don't know. I've been more aware recently of breathing. And I'm like trying to figure out like, so I've been considering, here's a thought. I should do this tier list at some point because I do have to leave at a certain point. But who cares? Who cares if I finish this tier list? This was more of a ploy to get you to come watch me talk. Anyway, there's like, I've been considering mouth tape. Hear me out. I've been told that if you get mouth tape and you tape your mouth at night, that it makes it so that your mouth like is like it's better for your teeth, and apparently it makes it better for you to breathe at night. Like it's better for your allergies because you're not breathing through your mouth at night. So I considered it. I considered mouth tape. But also, consider this. I tape my mouth shut, I get allergies at night, and then I choke to death. I mean, I know I would wake up before that. I know I would. That's just how bodies work. But consider, I tape my mouth shut at night, I start having allergies, I die. I'm just joking. But like, it's like a fear I had. Because recently, I was at, I have like a problem. So I was at the dentist recently, right? I was talking about that. And then like, so they were fixing a tooth I have. And they were like, and they like, you know, when they like numb you, sometimes if they numb you too close to like a nerve or something, it like makes you feel like one of your noses doesn't work. Does that make sense? Have you ever had that happen? It's happened to me before, several times. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes when I get numbed, it just like, I feel like my nose stops working. And whenever that happens, I get really scared. So like this last time, they like, I like my dentist a lot because she's really good at numbing you where like it doesn't really hurt that much. Because I swear to God, the needle that they put into your mouth is like, it's like, it looks like it'd be in a Saw movie. Dentist syringes look like they'd be in a freaking Saw movie. Like, you ever like look at how huge those things are? It's like a literal Saw instrument. But like, they like numbed my mouth, and then I felt like my nose fell asleep. And like, I was trying to breathe through my nose while they fixed my tooth, and I was like, I started to feel like I was choking. I was like, I can't breathe. Like, I was like, because I couldn't breathe through my mouth, but I couldn't breathe through my nose very well because half of my nose was asleep, and I was like starting to like panic. I could like feel my heart palpitate. I was like panicking. I was like, oh my god, I can't freaking breathe. I'm gonna die on the dentist table because I'm too afraid to ask them to let me breathe. I can't breathe. I'm too anxious. I can't breathe. And then it was so funny because, you know, obviously my eyes are open. As I told you, I keep my eyes open the whole time. When I do the dentist. I mean, of course I blink, but my eyes are open because I like to watch them operate through the reflection of the light above my head. Maybe that's weird, but I enjoy watching them operate on myself through my head, through my reflection on the light in front of me. And then also, I like keep my soft focus so I can kind of see them in like the side profile. But I think they noticed I was panicking because then they stopped and they were like, here. And then they let me like spit because I was like choking because also like there was so much water that they were spraying and that it was like starting to like get into my throat. And but I couldn't swallow, but it was so much water. And I was like, I can't swallow, I can't spit, I can't breathe. And I have this problem where I'm like way too anxious. I'm just way too anxious to like ask the doctors to like stop. I've even had it sometimes where if I'm at the dentist and then like something hurts and they're like, well, if it hurts, you need more numbing. You should raise your hand. And I don't do that because I'm too anxious. I wait for them to notice me have a problem and then they numb me more. Because it's scary to say something. I hate feeling like an inconvenience at the dentist. I hate it. I don't like feeling like I'm an inconvenience, and I don't like feeling like I need to ask for something, so I just don't. Like, I remember, when I was getting my wisdom teeth out, I was like, I was conscious. I didn't get knocked out, because I was afraid. I don't know why, but I was like afraid. So I wasn't knocked out. And they like, I could like feel it, and I like probably needed more numbing, but they were like almost done, and I was so afraid to ask for them to numb me again. I just stuck it out, and it kind of hurt a lot. But I just stuck it out. I was like, this hurts a lot. Okay. I'm happy you had good Kit Kats today. I love Kit Kats. Kit Kats are one of my favorite chocolates. Well, are they on this? Are they on this tier list, by the way? Are Kit Kats on this tier list? Are Kit Kats on this? They're fire. Wait, is there Kit Kat? Mary bread. There's a lot of these I haven't tried, by the way, but I'm gonna base it off of whether I think I'd like it for half of these, probably. Also, I've been considering... Okay, question. If I make crystal candy, what flavor do you think I should make the crystal candy? I was, you know, for sure, obviously, I'm getting, like, frickin' blackberry, but... I've been considering green apple. I've been considering lychee. I was gonna get 2 flavors. Do you think I should get, like, green apple, or lychee, or strawberry, or lilikoi, which is passion fruit? Well, I can't make a second tier list for those I haven't tried. Then have to... Lilikoi? It's passion fruit. Passion fruit. There's, but like, what do you call, if I wanted to make a second tier list, I'd have to download... Or I'd either have to do 2 versions of this tier list, or I'd have to download a second one and then add those images in as a different thing. Which I could do, but... There's also like a what is this tier, but I'm not gonna... I hopefully will only put those for like ones where I really can't tell. But we have this one, and then we also have green apple. I guess we can do green apple then, yeah. We'll do blackberry and green apple. I also am getting that what do you call it? That powder. This like the citric acid, so that it's sour. Because I like sour. I'm a huge fan of sour, but I want to make it. I was thinking what we would do is like because it's Yui's birth week, I've been considering my own birthday, and I was like, what if I made the crystal candies and I cut them on a stream like a week and a half before my birthday, and then during my birthday I actually did the hand cam where I ate them on stream and tried them. Because I like when you cut the crystal candies, apparently, because I've been watching a couple videos on it, you like you have to let them harden, I guess, like create like the little crispy part on the outside for like a week or more, apparently. Like they take like more than a week to harden the outside of the shell. It's not my early birthday. It is not my early birthday. My birthday is in April. It's happy early Serena's birthday. Serena's birthday is in March, and Yui's birthday is this Thursday on the 27th. Yui's birthday is February 27th, and then Serena's birthday is March 27th. I only remember the ones that are close right now. Don't ask me the other ones, the days. I have to look at the calendar. I know what months they are, but I don't remember the day exactly. But it is not close to that. I am, what do you call? I am like a... What do you call it? I like think of things very early in advance, and then I plan them very like early as well. I'm one of those people. I consider a lot of things very early on, and then I like plan things early because I don't like feeling like I'm late at all. Like I don't like the stress of feeling like I'm late. I don't know what you call that. In college, my friends would have just called me type A, but I don't actually know what you would call it, like, as an adult. But we'll start with the, like, so I have to leave by, like, 9 or so, so I have to call my Tokuma, because I forgot I scheduled a call with her today. Scheduled a call with her today. Scheduled a call. I forgot I scheduled a call with her today. Isn't it already 9? Not for me. Not for me. It's 7:05 p.m. A call on the telly, ain't it? Yeah. Call on the telly. Time is relative. What's your favorite dessert? My favorite... Ooh. Well. Well, I'm in the PST time zone, so I have to call her at 9. But for my favorite dessert, I would say potentially it would be either a Japanese strawberry shortcake, a Japanese strawberry shortcake, or specifically a Japanese one, not the Americanized one. I also like if I had my mom do the tier list, I don't think she'd figure out how to do it, I'll be honest with you, unless I called and did it for her. She's also more contemplative. Is that... I can speak English. Contemplative. She's more contemplative than me, so she'd probably think about it way more than I would. She would probably... You know, I tell this story sometimes when people, like, want to understand how my Tokuma thinks. I have a video recording of her talking to 2 stuffed animals that she was considering to give to 2 kids on the block for their birthdays. She bought 2 of the same animal, and she talked to them, discussing which one she wanted to give to which child based on what she thought that the child would care for. Like, so she was like, well, you're more prettier in theory because you have a more symmetrical face, and you're a little bit uglier, but I think your scruffiness is really cute. Which kid would prefer which of these things? And then she talked to those stuffed animals for like a good 10 minutes. I was like watching her from the staircase as she did that. But she was like having a moral discussion about which bear, a freaking teddy bear, that she should give to which kid on the block. And you know, I don't think those kids would have cared which one, because it was a gift. But she certainly spent a lot of time thinking about it. So I don't know if she'd be the best person to do a tier list. I think she would take it way too seriously and think way too hard about her answers. My Tokuma is not someone who takes what she says very lightly. She thinks very hard about what she says, and she has very specific opinions. She's very considerate, but in some ways a little bit too much. Would be immaculate? Well, I don't have a month to compile a tier list with her, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do a tier list with her. Plus, I don't know if she'd remember to do it. I'll be honest with you. She's a busy woman. She works a full-time job. I mean, I guess I work a full-time job if I do a part-time job and then I do VTubing on the side. That's basically the hours of a full-time job. Actually, it's probably more hours than a part-time job would be. Or a full-time job. Because I spend a lot of time doing offline work. But I remember Yui talking about that recently on her stream. How it's like, it is a different experience than working a full-time job streaming. But it depends on whether I think it's easier or not depends on what, I guess, in my opinion, because you was talking about it. In my opinion, I think that streaming or VTubing, in that terminology, is both. It depends on your skill set, whether it would be easier or harder than having an in-person job. You know what I mean? I think it completely depends on what your skill sets are, and what type of time you're willing to dedicate to each of them, right? Because, like, for someone who easily can go to work and then come home and turn their brain off from their job, I'm sure that person would probably prefer, unless they specifically like content creation, would probably prefer and find it easier to just work an in-person full-time job. But I feel like someone who enjoys, like, doing stuff like how, like, I enjoy doing offline work for VTubing a lot. Like, if for someone who enjoys that sort of thing and finds it easier to work on their own schedule and wants to do things more creatively, I'm sure that person would enjoy doing streaming and VTubing more than an in-person scheduled 9 to 5 job, right? So it's like, what's your skill set? What time do you work better with? How do you like to work with your schedule? Are you good at making your own schedule, or do you need to have a solid 9 to 5 sort of schedule, right? Like, I think it's completely based on what type of person you are and how your personality works in order to say whether I think streaming is a better job for someone versus not for someone, you know? Because I know some people in my life who I don't think they could stream because they need, like, the structure of a specific 9 to 5. They can go to work and they can turn off their brain when they get home, and then that for the rest of the day, all they want to do is, like, relax and, like, play video games or watch a TV show and stuff like that. Like, but if once you start, like, doing something like this, then once you get home, or I mean, I guess if you're not doing another job, then you would immediately wake up, have to work. You have to decide when you're working throughout the day, and then you have to keep working. And if you can't pay for things like an editor, you got to do it yourself. So you have to make those things regimented within your schedule to make sure that you have everything coming out on time, right? So for some people, that'd be like hell, because they can't just leave job when they go home. Because some people, I think, genuinely really enjoy the experience of going to work, coming home, and not having to work anymore. Once you're, like, a full-time streamer or content creator, you wake up and you should be working. And if you're not working, I don't know what you're doing. And then, like, you know, you have to decide when your breaks are. And then you're, like, still working. And you're never gonna leave your workspace because your workspace is your house. And some people love work-life separation. You know? It's also a different grind. Because if you have, like, a regular full-time job, like, of course you'll accrue or you'll have at the beginning of your job time that you can take off and, like, sick days. But if you are a streamer, you can take time off and you can do sick days. But if you take too long off, then the algorithm can start to be a little mean to you. And the algorithm is something that you have to work with. So that's why people always have, like, those consistent schedules and stuff, because the algorithm is a wildly ruckus creating beast. So it's, like, also whether you want to have to battle the algorithm or not. Because it's like a secondary force. Though depending on the job, there's also secondary forces, you know? Yeah, like, you know, well, I don't like my job, but, you know, I do it because I like having stability. I like having stability, that's cool. I like having stability, that's pretty chill. I like paying my rent. Well, I don't like paying my rent. I like having the money to pay my rent. I don't like paying my rent. If I didn't have to pay my rent, I wouldn't be paying it. Where's my free housing? Wow! Mind-eating hat, welcome to the Toka Cult. Welcome to the Toka Cult. Oh, flippity! I forgot, I turned my... why is my alert off? Why did it not play the volume? I will say it for you because I accidentally turned my alerts off. I turned my alerts off because I was doing ASMR and I forgot to turn it back on, so I will say it for you live. Mind-eating hat, welcome to the Toka Cult. Sounding extra excited today? Do I sound extra excited? I think I was just talking about something. I did have 3 shots of espresso this morning though. But that's not question. If you take half a can of Rockstar, is that the same amount of caffeine in 3 shots of espresso? That's the real question. Does half a can of Rockstar equate to 3 shots of espresso? Because normally, I have half a can of Rockstar every day. Half a can or a little more than half a can of Rockstar every day. But sometimes, instead, I have 2 to 3 shots of espresso instead. So it really depends on what you would consider. I will say, though, that I feel more tired on coffee or espresso than I do on the energy drink. Like if I had an energy drink today, I think I would be less tired than I am right now, because I'm a little tired right now. Like my eyes are like heavy, but I'm awake, you know? But like if I was drinking an energy drink instead, I would not be feeling this. So I don't really know what it is either. Like the way that my caffeine affects me is very different based on the drink that I'm having. Like tea, I feel like tea never does anything. I could drink as much tea as I wanted, I never feel caffeinated. But like with an energy drink, I like can feel it for a long time, and I feel like I don't really get that crash. And then, ooh, so you think that the reason I crash more on espresso is because it's more caffeine, so it hits differently? Or do you think the build is different? Also, I will say though, the one time I think I was like way too caffeinated, was once I went to this local cafe, and they had this drink that was it was a matcha, it was a matcha, like real matcha espresso drink, and it had like 4 shots of espresso and like straight matcha in it, and it was like, I think it's called something like, oh, it's like nightlife or something, I don't remember. But that thing, oh wow, I drank that thing because it tasted so good. It was so sweet. It just tasted like matcha. I love matcha, and I just like I drank the whole thing. And I was like alive. I was so alive. It's a good thing I like it for the flavor. I also like it for the flavor. 160 milligrams. Would be more caffeine. I see. I got more caffeine today because I had the hardest time sleeping last night. So I was worried I wouldn't be able to stream today because last night I was like working. So as you know, I don't really sleep that much. So as you know, I don't sleep that much. And it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, and the lights started flickering in my apartment. And I was like, huh? And then not just the lights, but then like the appliances and everything started to like flicker on and off, and like it would shut, everything would shut down, and then it would turn back on, and it would shut down and it would turn back on, but like not fully off. Like it would just like, you could almost hear the way that like my refrigerator would go like and it did that like on and off for like a while. I felt like I was like about to witness the aliens coming to Earth sort of moment, you know? Like I was like, it sounds weird. Is something weird happening? And I looked outside and I could like see out in the streets like the lights and the lampposts like going like. I was like, is it finally happening? Are the aliens finally coming? Is it finally happening? I knew this day would come. Is it happening? And then well, of course it didn't. But like when I was like, it was like 4:30, and I was like, it's finally time to go to bed. And as I would go to bed, I kept hearing like, so I need like complete silence to sleep. If I hear noise, I can't sleep. But all night, I would hear like everything in my room turn off, and then I would hear everything in my room turn back on, and my air purifier. So I can sleep with the air purifier sound on because I've conditioned myself to it. But my air purifier, when it turns back on, sings like a song. And so like it would turn off, and then my air purifier would turn back on, and then I would hear my air purifier turn back on, and it would make all the noise that it makes when it turns back on, and then my air purifier would turn off, and it would go back on. And so I couldn't sleep because I kept hearing like doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and then it would like turn back on and be like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And I just was like, can the electricity decide if it's gonna be on or off? Like, can we just turn this off? Like, what's happening? And it's been fine today. Like, there hasn't been any surges, so I don't know what's happening. It's like, I guess it just was happening last night, but I was like pissed off because I couldn't sleep. Because I couldn't fall asleep with all the ruckus. I say as if it was that much of a ruckus. I feel like most people could have fallen asleep with it anyway. I'm like a... Honestly, I should have just went to sleep on the couch. I'm way better at falling asleep on the couch than I am in my own bed. I don't know what it is. I feel like it takes so much work to fall asleep on my bed. But to fall asleep on my couch, oh, that's easy. I just lie there and then I'm asleep. And I know my mother's the exact same way. So I don't really know what it is. Well, my Tokapan was kind of the same way, but he was more like a, I have to sleep on the floor. Like if he was on the floor, he was out like a light. If my Tokapan was lying on the floor, that guy was out. He was sleeping. But like, my Tokaman and I are like, if I'm on the couch, I can sleep immediately. But if I'm in my bed, damn well that will take a couple hours. That or I have to be completely exhausted. That's normally why I stay up super late, is like I normally stay up until like I really can't stay up anymore. And then I go to bed because I've like fully exhausted myself. And then I sleep. I sleep quite well. Normally. If the sound's not turning on and off. But yes, I never answered. So my favorite dessert is either a Japanese strawberry shortcake or I like tiramisu a lot. Tiramisu is one of my favorite desserts in the whole world. I also like tres de leches cakes. I also like I'm sure we'll see a couple more of them that I see when we go through this, but I also really like cannoli. I'm a huge fan of cannoli. I also like mitarashi dango. And I like baklava a lot. I love baklava. And then once, and I always think about it. Once when I was growing up, I tried this cake, and it's called like a chantilly cake, but it's not like the traditional chantilly cake. It's like it has like a brown frosting. I don't really know what it is, but it's like a chantilly cake that I had. A friend's family brought over, and I really liked that one too. Do I like Japanese cheesecake? I don't like it more than an American cheesecake. I'll say that. I've had it. It's fine. I don't hate it. I wouldn't pick it over like a New York cheesecake. I like I like, but my favorite cheesecake that I like is like there's like when I was growing up, there was a bakery near me that did these like really refreshing cheesecakes, and I don't know what type of cheesecake it was, but it was way different than the normal cheesecake that I would have, like the New York one. Like it was like refreshingly light, but it wasn't like a Japanese fluffy one, you know? So I don't really know what that was. Do you know what type of cake that was? I don't really know what that was. Do I like sponge cake? Yes, I like sponge cake. Isn't most of the cakes I mentioned a sponge cake? Is there like a difference? I'm pretty sure the ones I said I liked were sponge cakes, right? Like a Japanese. Do I like cream puffs? They're okay. They're not my favorite. It's like an eclair. Like I like eclairs, but they're not my favorite. You'll see while we go through this tier list. First of all, I have to say, agar. I've never had it. That's why we're doing that. We're doing the challenge, like the crystal. We're making the crystal candies because that's made of agar, and I've never had agar by itself, so I don't know. But I don't think I'll be so honest with you. I don't think I'll actually like it when I make the crystal candy. I just want to eat it for the sound. I don't actually think I'll like the crystal candy. I just think I'll eat it for the sound, and I'll put up with it for the sound because I'm one of those people. I will eat something just because I like the way it feels in my mouth. So, almond jelly, by the way, is really good. Not my favorite, but I like it. Favorite Jolly Rancher flavor is cherry. I like medicinal, so I like medicinal cherry flavor, and I kind of feel like the Jolly Rancher has a medicinal cherry flavor. I also really like I like the watermelon flavor. That would be my second favorite. I like medicinal cherry Jolly Rancher. I like watermelon Jolly Rancher, and then I like green apple. You can eat that stuff? It's used to grow bacteria. Almond jelly? Have you never had almond jelly? It comes in like... Well, the one I had growing up was in an almond float. Have you ever had an almond float? Angel food cake? Ooh, ew. It's fine, I guess. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't throw it away. But I certainly wouldn't. Yeah. You can eat agar-agar. Basically, it's like you use it to make like a jelly sort of sweet. It's like a powder. It's not technically like you're just eating agar-agar. It's like a powder that you put into something to sort of solidify it. Apom balik. What is it? What is that? I have to search that one. I don't need to. I have Google here. Let me grab it. This one is a pancake with. Can I hear what it's filled with? Roasted peanut sugar creamy. Ooh, that sounds really good. I think I'd really enjoy that. That would be good. Actually, I think I'd like it a lot. I'll be honest with you. I'm not very picky, but I am opinionated. Apple crumble is just fine, but it's better. It's better than apple pie. I need you to know I don't really like apple pie. Apple pie, I don't know what it is about it, but I hate the texture of the apple once it gets cooked into the apple pie. I don't know what happens to it. The texture of the apple once it gets in there is like weird to me. It's so like it's like gelatinous in a weird way that I don't like. Like it's still crunchy, but it's too soft at the same time. Like I don't like the way that the apple feels after it goes in there. Applesauce is fine, but I would never just choose to eat it. But I like applesauce more than angel food cake. Baklava is an S tier, actually the best. Don't frickin' talk to me if you hate baklava. If you hate baklava, don't frickin' talk to me anymore. Baklava is amazing. My aunt growing up and still to now when I visit home, she makes me fresh. Is my cursor showing up? I forget. I wanted to have it here so you can see it. But my aunt actually makes fresh baklava for me every time I go home. And it's phenomenal, by the way. She makes phenomenal baklava for me. So I'm a huge fan of baklava. I've actually never had it at a restaurant. I've only had it like homemade. Like it's amazing. Banana bread is amazing. I will always grab banana bread if it's offered to me. Banana bread is phenomenal. Especially a nice homemade, like warm banana bread. It's so good. And like the texture in my mouth, I like how I could gum it if I wanted to. I love the way that banana bread feels as you chew it. You could like gum it if you didn't have teeth. I mean, I have teeth, so I chew it obviously, but if I didn't have teeth, I could still gum the banana bread and it would be just as good as if I didn't have teeth. I know that sounds weird, but I promise it's important. It's important. Banana fritters, they're okay. I'm not that actually, you know, so here's the thing. I think I'd like that more than an applesauce. But the thing is, like, I might like banana bread, but I think the banana flavor in general is not my favorite. I just very specifically like banana bread. Bao is an S tier. Bao is super good. I've had many different types of bao. I've had azuki bibimbap, I've had custard bao, I've had savory baos. Bao in general is good, and I would eat just bao without any filling as a snack constantly if it was available to me. I've always wanted to learn to make it myself. When I was younger, I used to have a friend who would have her mom would pack her in her lunch fresh bao, and she would always share with me just like this fresh bao that had nothing in it. But like I would just like I would just have like just bao bread at lunchtime sometimes because my friend would just hand me her bao if I gave her one of my snacks. It was so good. The texture is so perfect. It's so subtly sweet. It's like got this like really nice fluff to it. It's just a perfect snack. And if I could make bao myself, I would just have bao bread. I would just have the bread. I'll be so honest with you. It's so good. And it's good with savory. It's good with sweet. And I like the way the custard feels inside of it when you make a bao bread. This freaking Noel cake or whatever it's called, it's probably fine. I like roll cakes. in general. I like chocolate. It's fine. But I will say, chocolate, it's not my favorite flavor of flavors I could have. Chocolate is not bad. I would never say chocolate is bad. I love chocolate, but it's not my favorite flavor if I could pick a flavor for my favorite desserts. You know what I mean? Like, if I could have, I would pick a coffee flavored dessert over a chocolate dessert. Ooh, red velvet cake roll. Did it have cream cheese filling? I don't like cream cheese filling, but I like red velvet with regular cream. Or if you make it like a crack cake, which I sometimes make, but, and I don't mean like crack is in the crack. I mean like it's a type of cake. It's a bundt cake with holes in it, and then you fill it with sugar and it crystallizes. That's what I mean, by the way. Shaved ice. Shaved ice is amazing. Shaved ice is super amazing, by the way. I especially like the way it feels in my mouth. It kind of numbs your mouth when you eat it, which is really fun. I like how it makes the top of my mouth feel. Also, it's just so adaptable because you can put basically anything you want on it. I really like when you have shaved ice with custard in it. Custard inside is really good. Mochi inside is really good. It's very good. Especially ice cream too. Bolo bao. Is this the pineapple bao? I assume I'd like it, but the pineapple flavor would probably make me like it less. Brioche is fine, but I wouldn't just eat it by itself. I know brioche is like, people love brioche or something, but I would prefer a bread that's less sweet. I don't know why. Like, 'cause to me, it's either like you make a bread like banana bread, or you have like regular bread, you know? Brownies are fine, but they have to be a certain way. If you've ever had a brownie that's fudgy, no. I don't like fudgy brownies. Fudgy brownies are wrong. That's the wrong way to make brownies. I know that's... Some people love a fudgy brownie, but a fudgy brownie is wrong. Actually, a fudgy brownie is very wrong. I like brownies that are chewy. I want a crust, and I want it to be chewy. I want to chew my brownie. I don't want it to be cakey. I don't want to be fudgy. I want it to be chewy. It should be chewy, and it should be a corner piece. I don't understand people who make brownies that are cakey or fudgy. A good brownie is chewy. And I don't even know how to make a chewy brownie. Every time I've made a brownie, it's ended up freaking cakey. Every time I make a freaking brownie, it's cakey as hell, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I want my brownies to be chewy, and my Tokamon makes the perfect chewy brownie, and I don't know how the flip she does it. My Tokamon can make an easy chewy brownie, and I've tried so many times to make a freaking chewy ass brownie, and it always comes out freaking cakey. Whatever. What flippin' ever. Bubble tea is amazing. I wouldn't consider this a dessert, but I mean, no. Calories wise, oh, it's a dessert. Sometimes I would say a bubble tea is more calories than a normal dessert. Some bubble teas are way more calories than a normal dessert. Have you ever seen the calories on a certain bubble tea? There's a place near me that does bubble tea where they put ice cream in your bubble tea. Now that's a lot of calories. Oh yeah. My favorite bubble tea flavors are Hokkaido bubble tea, and I like taro bubble tea. Taro flavor is phenomenal. I also like a good matcha with mango, or matcha with strawberry. A strawberry matcha bubble tea. Ooh, that's really good. Or matcha with lavender. Lavender bubble tea. I love lavender bubble tea, but I know it's a lot of sugar. And you know, if I'm getting bubble tea, I'm getting it with 100% sugar. Like, I'm getting it with the whole sweetness. I'm not lowering it down. No, if I'm getting bubble tea, I'm committed. If I'm getting bubble tea, I'm committing to the calories of a bubble tea, you know? If I'm getting it, I'm committed to the bubble tea. Because here's the thing, bubble tea is so expensive. It's so expensive. If I'm paying like $6, $7 for my bubble tea, it better be so sugary I can fly after. My head better raise off my shoulders from how much of a sugar rush I get, you know? Like, I want my bubble tea to be extremely sweet, because I'm paying like $16. Sorry, $16. It's more like $7, but you know, it feels bad It feels bad when you pay $6 for a drink to $7. It better be sweet. It better be the most delectable drink I've ever had in my flippin' life. This is a bao that has custard in it, so I think it's because it's a custard bao. Bubble waffles are just okay. Budur cha-cha. Let me look that up. Budur cha dash cha. What is this? Boober. Boober. I can't read. I'm illiterate. Malaysian sweet potato and coconut served with taro, sweet potatoes, and lightly pandan flavored. Oh, I would love that. That sounds great. That sounds good. It sounds like a better version of an almond float. Learned that tapioca milk tea is also known as bubble tea? Yeah! Oh my god, hi! Hi, Huma! Welcome! Welcome! We're doing a tier list of sweets. The Boober Cha-Cha. I think I'd like that. It has like... It gives me kind of like, sago? Is that what it's called? It kind of reminds me, reading it, it seems like a type of... It gives the vibe of some sort of like halo halo or sago sort of thing. I probably would like it. Halo halo is always really good. Bundt cake. Bundt cake is better than... Well, it's better than some cakes. I'll say that. But I like a bundt cake. Hi, Puck Puck! A cake pop? Controversial opinion? Cake pop really nice. Controversial opinion? Cake pop tastes almost raw and tastes good. I like that it tastes kind of like dough. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think it's a texture thing. I like how it tastes almost like dough. When Yui did her little, when Yui made like those strawberry cake pops, I was salivating. I was like, I want a strawberry cake pop. What the heck? Connelly's I've actually had before. I know Yui said on her tier list she's never had them. I had them before. They're okay. They're not particularly spectacular. They're not particularly spectacular, but they're not bad. A cannoli is an S tier dessert, and actually it's I should order these. I would put a cannoli above a bubble tea. And honestly, I'd put it above a bao, but it's not above a baklava. Cannoli is so good, and I have such nostalgic memories of watching an episode of Curious George where I found out about cannolis. I was watching a DVD that my Tokuma bought me of Mysterious George, and there was an episode where George really wants to try cannolis, and so like the whole episode is about this freaking monkey getting to try cannoli, and like at the end he finally gets to try and he likes it so much. So I was like, Tokupa, I need to go to a restaurant that has cannoli because I need to try it because Curious George likes it. And so and so my parents found a restaurant in the area that served cannoli. And they reserved a reservation for us, and they took me. Like a couple weeks later, we went to this Italian restaurant, and I got to have my first cannoli, and it was really good. So I still like cannoli. There's a really nice cafe near me that serves cannoli that I really like. But like I just also like have this huge nostalgia for them because of that Curious George episode and my parents going out of their way to find a place with cannoli for me. Because it was so cute and so sweet that they like really wanted me to try it because I was so excited. I was so excited to try a cannoli. You know? Really, they're really good. So it's like there's many different types of fillings, but it's all inside this hard shell, and when you bite into it, it's like this fried, hard, crispy shell, and it like complements the sweet inside. I really like pistachio ones, but there's lots of different insides you can get. Caramel, I don't treat caramel as a dessert, but caramel is fine. I've never fully enjoyed, like, you know, I'm not a Withers original sort of person, and I'm not one of those people who will take a caramel candy and like eat it. But I'd prefer to have a caramel candy to like a brioche, but I think I'd prefer to have a bubble waffle with like ice cream over a caramel. But I'm not the biggest fan of a bubble waffle anyway. Carrot cake is good, but I hate cream cheese frosting, so it has to go below the bûche de Noël. I don't like cream cheese frosting, it makes my tummy hurt. You know, the first time I had a cream cheese, the first time I had cream cheese frosting was actually on my birthdays when I was younger. My Toka parents went to Safeway to get me a birthday cake, and it was like when. Do you guys remember when like when red velvet cake was like surprisingly popular? It was like there was a time period, at least where I grew up, where red velvet cake was like surprisingly popular as a flavor. Like red velvet, like there was red velvet everything for like this period of time. Everyone was eating red velvet. It was like the blue velvet song, but like red velvet. But there was a time when red velvet was like super popular. And yeah, and so like, you know, they normally got me a chocolate cake for my birthday, or cupcakes, because I prefer a cupcake to cake normally. Because at that point I was like a kid to where I like sweets so much I didn't appreciate things like tiramisu or strawberry shortcake at that time, because those were like not sweet enough for me. Because, you know, when you're a kid, you want sugar. When you're a kid, you want sugar, you know? So, during that period where red velvet was super popular, my Toka parents were like, well, let's get a red velvet cake. It's basically like chocolate, but with other flavors in it. And so, because red velvet cake, the base for it, I believe, is chocolate. And so they got me a red velvet cake for my birthday. And at first, I liked it. Like, I don't dislike the flavor of red velvet frosting that much. And, you know, I ate a bunch of it, and I was super happy. And then I had the biggest tummy hurt ever. And then I had a huge tummy hurt. I don't know what it is about cream cheese frosting that makes my stomach hurt, because I'm not lactose intolerant. I can eat ice cream and I don't have a problem. I eat regular cream cheese all the time. I can eat cream, but something about specifically like freaking red velvet, like the cream cheese frosting just makes my stomach hurt, and I don't know what it is, so I don't eat it. But I like the taste. It's just I don't like it that like most of the time, if not every time, carrot cake has cream cheese frosting on it. Hi King, welcome! Castella cake is so good. I flipping love Castella. Oh, it's so good. I spent years trying to find out what this freaking thing was called. Castella? So when I was younger, there was this group of like Asian kids on campus who would like hang out in this one area. And one day I saw them eating these little balls, and I was like, hi. And they were like, hi. And then they were like eating these balls, and I was like, what is that? And they're like, do you want to try one? And I was like, oh, I mean, sure. And I tried it, and it was like probably one of the best things I ever had. Like, cause they were international students. So my high school that I went to had like international students and also normal students, like normal, like American students. They were international students, and so they like had this like, well, I think it was either Japanese or Chinese. I don't remember. It had kanji on the bag, but it was like a bag of basically Castella balls, and I had never seen a Castella cake before. I had never had a Castella, and so they gave me this little ball, and I ate it, and I was like, "This is like phenomenal." I asked them what it was, and they didn't know what to call. They didn't like really know what to say either, because they weren't really good at speaking English, which was fine. But I didn't know what it was, and then one day I was at the basically like the Japanese store in my town. Bamkuchin's really good. And they, at the store, at the Japanese mart, they had Castella cakes. And, like, they had, like, specifically the circle ones. And so, I always just called it the chestnut cake, because the version of it that I had looked like, it looked like a chestnut, because it was, like, brown at the top, beige at the bottom. So I genuinely, for like years, until like maybe 4 years ago, thought that Castella cakes were literally chestnut cakes. And I used to say that I liked chestnut cakes. I am sure I would love chestnut cakes because I love chestnuts, but I recently went to a Korean store, and they had the same Japanese circle cakes. And then I looked at the thing, and they actually finally translated it, and it was like Castella. I was like, what the flip is a castella? And I looked it up, and it's this whole type of cake. But I love castella. It's not my favorite dessert, but I certainly will always grab it if I can get the chance. It's so good. I love castella cakes. Sendol. Sorry, that's my long-winded explanation for how I was too stupid to be able to do it. How would I react to being recognized IRL? I think I would literally leave the earth. I think I would fly into the abyss and leave and never come back. I don't think any VTuber ever wants to be recognized IRL. I think the reason that they're a streamer with a VTuber model is because they don't want to be recognized IRL, actually. Actually, factually, I think that's the reason why they don't want to be seen. Well, not all of them, some of them. There are people who are VTubers who have said specifically that they are a VTuber because they don't want to do something like have to do their makeup every day. But I feel like a good portion of VTubers don't want to be recognized IRL, and I think specifically a part of being a corporate VTuber is not being recognized IRL. So I think most corporate VTubers would tell you they would not want to be recognized IRL because that's a part of their job, is to have that separation from their audience. Sendol, a sweet ice dessert that originated in Southeast Asia. It's made with coconut milk, palm sugar syrup, and pandan flavored green rice flavored jelly. Shaved ice, kidney beans, or corn. Oh, I love the thought of having like coconut milk, palm sugar. That sounds really good. It just sounds also like a sago. Sendol. I would probably like this a lot. Probably like it around here. Well, I also don't like meet. I don't know if you've ever listened to me talk before, but I really hate meeting people in person. In general, I don't like to talk to people. So I think the first problem would be that you would talk to me in person and I would be like, don't talk to me. And second of all, it would start off with, why is someone talking to me? Second of all, I'd be like, why do you know who I am? Third of all, I'd be like, please. What theme park would you go to? Food at Nintendo Land seems really cool. I don't like going to theme parks because I'd have to be outside to do that, but let's see. If I was going to go to a theme park, I guess I would go to, like, I guess Nintendo Land or Disneyland would be fun. I think the only theme park I ever liked that I've ever been to that I liked, like I actually enjoyed. Let me look for it. It's a Japanese one actually, because I went when I was on a trip to Japan once. Japanese theme park. Aliens. Alien theme park. Alien mascot. Mascot. I went there like a long time ago, but it was like really good. But they were like blue and pink aliens. Where is this? I think it shut down, but it had like a giant spaceship in it. Japanese theme park spaceship. Japanese theme park spaceship roller coaster. Space World. Space World theme park. Mascot. Aliens. Space World. Alien. No, but I saw it before you retracted it. And I read it. Space World Alien mascot. Unfortunately, I can read. Unfortunately, I can read and actually can read pretty fast. Unfortunately, I can read pretty fast. Most of the time, if people have redacted a statement, I've probably read it. But it depends on whether it's a question or not. It's like, depends also specifically on whether I'm reading the chat or not at the same time. I can read really fast. I read fanfiction. Amusement park. Japan. Space World Fukuoka? Oh, Space World. I think this is the place. It's called oh, it did. So it did close. Yeah. So the only, I think one of the only theme parks I've ever enjoyed being at was this place called Space World, which was also spelled with katakana. So Space World. It was in Yahatagashi-ku, Japan. It was the first roller coaster I ever rode. And it had this roller coaster called like the Venus GP, I think was the one I rode. It had like an actual like spaceship or something in the middle of it. It had these really cute alien mascots on it. It was really fun. I liked that no one overwhelmed me when I was there. Maybe that's the difference between like the Japanese theme park versus like when I went to Disney. Like people were so loud and everyone was like in your face, and I enjoyed that when I went there. People kind of left me to my own devices. I liked that. They sort of just left me to my own devices. And like I got to just sort of enjoy things. I don't like how in Disneyland it's like super crowded and everyone's like standing in your personal space and it feels like everyone's yelling for some reason, and like I don't enjoy that. It's not really my favorite thing in the world. People are very friendly, which is cool, but I don't want to be perceived. So that's also another part of it. Because when I went to, so I've never been to actual Disney World. I've only ever been to California Adventure Park. But when I went to California Adventure Park, that was like, oh, I hated being at California Adventure Park. I went with my friends. Two of them were friends that I had before who moved down to California, but like they're like what do you call, like they're like Disney heads or something, I don't know. But they like, when you go to Disney with them, like you need to be there at like 7 a.m. when it opens to like 10:40 to 11 when it closes. And it was my first time ever going to Disney. You know, obviously we were not rich, so we could only go to either Disney World or California Adventure Park. And they preferred going to California Adventure Park because it has the bigger roller coasters. And so we went to California Adventure Park. It was also a little cheaper. And we went to California Adventure Park, and I was with my old roommate. My old roommate and I went down there together to go visit, and like we went, and she was like driving me there, and like it was very important that we got tickets to like the newest ride. So I had to wake up, so like our Airbnb was like about an hour out from Disney. So we woke up at like 5 a.m. and started commuting so that we would get there before the park opened. And then on the way there, as soon as the tickets opened for this new event ride, I had to be on my phone like clicking like, please, could I have 4 tickets, please? And I did. I got us tickets for about 30 minutes into the park, which is great because you need to like, they would book that new ride out until like lunch, and then they would book it out again. So like I was very lucky to get tickets because my other 2 friends who were also commuting there, those 2 also were trying to do the phone thing, and they both weren't able to get tickets. So I was able to get us tickets. But like we got there, it was like 45 minutes before opening. We had to stand outside Disney. We went into Disney. Before they open, they let you in, but then they hold like a rope in front of you, and then like they count down and they drop the rope, and then you could run in. And like my friends were like, they were like running to the first ride, which was the Incredicoaster. They were like, Toka, we gotta get to that Incredicoaster now before anyone else. And I was like, oh, okay. So we went to the Incredicoaster, we ran it, and then we went and got drinks, and then we went to the next ride, and we went through every ride like 3 times, like, except for the one where you had to like book in advance. And like, we barely stopped to eat because she brought like, one of my friends brought like peanut butter jelly sandwiches. And like, they were like, we don't have time to wait in line to eat. We have to keep moving. So they brought like food and water bottles so that we wouldn't have to go eat any food while we were there. I was like, oh my god, like I just want to take a nap or sit down for a second. But we didn't stop moving that entire day. We just kept going ride to 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 ride. It was one of the worst experiences of my life at a theme park. I was like, this is not real. I was like, I don't need to do this no more. I didn't even have coffee. They were like, the coffee line is too long. They were like, no caffeine. The lines are too long. You get water and a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I was like, isn't half of the joy of Disneyland the food they serve there? Isn't that half of the joy? Is that they have good food at Disneyland or something? Like, that's what I see. When I watch a video like Keith Eats Everything, it's like, he always, you know, it's like the theme park has cool food or something, you know, like... Was it a school field trip? No, it's my 2 friends wanted me to go with them. Well, I'm not like that, unfortunately. My roommate at the time was like, well, Toka, if you want to go, like, lie down, just say something. But I'm not the type of person who can say that. I'm not very good at being like, hey guys, I know that your whole thing is wanting to be excited and going everywhere, but like, no thank you. Yeah, it's like, their experience of Disney is making sure they get their money's worth and trying to have as much fun as possible. And I think for me, if I was to go to Disneyland again, probably I would rather go to the actual Disneyland itself because I like water rides. I probably would just want to like leisurely stroll around and like eat food once in a while, go on a ride, just kind of look at the cool things there, you know, like I don't really care that much about rides. I'm more of a experience person. Like, I want to go and look at the attractions and see the little sideshows, and I want to get a churro, and I want to drink water in the shade probably, and like, I think I'd have more fun at Disneyland sitting around at different attractions than riding any ride. Like, I loved when we were there. We did take a second to go to that at the California Adventure Park. They have the part where you can like do a class where you like learn to draw a character with like one of the Disney people. Like, you learned how to draw a Disney character. That was so fun. I loved that because I got to sit down. It was air conditioned, and there was a screen, and a lady was telling me how to draw. I was drawing like freaking. I think I was drawing like. Who was I drawing? Oh, I forget already. Was it Donald? It wasn't Donald. I was drawing somebody. I drew a Disney character. That was super fun. They were like, and then you draw this, and then you draw this part, and this part. And I was like, oh my god, yay! It's like I'm in art class. I loved that. And then there was a part where you could like draw your own animation, and you could take a quiz to see what Disney character you were. And that was like super fun. I liked that. That was so low-key. I was like, yippee. No more lines either. I freaking hated how long those lines were. Yeah, I like just walking around looking at things. I love museums, like specifically science museums and history museums. Like I love the Museum of Natural History. I forget what state that's in, but I like that one. The Museum of Natural History. I don't remember what state that is, but I liked it. I really enjoyed that one. I went when I was a kid, but I liked the Museum of Natural History. That was really great. That one I like learning things. I like seeing history stuff, learning facts. That's really fun. And I like how those museums always have like experiences that you can do that sort of help you retain the information. I also really like I don't really like art museums though, because it's hard for me to appreciate art in a museum. I don't know what it is. Like, there's something about arts museums. Like, I went to once when I was on a trip to New York, I went to is it called like the MoMA? Is it the MoMA? Like the Museum of Arts or something? But it's like, it's just like, it's like weird when you see like, have I been to Chinatown? Like, or do you mean like a specific Chinatown? I feel like every state has a Chinatown, right? Or at least the states I've been to have all had a Chinatown. Museum of Modern Art, yes. I've been to the MoMA, and it was hard to appreciate the art there. I don't know what it is, but I feel like when it's just the painting on the wall, it's hard for me to appreciate it. But when I've seen it online, I'm like, wow, that's very pretty. But maybe it's just the ambiance. Maybe it's the ambiance. Though I did go to the MoMA during like when they had like a lot of dresses from Fashion Week, and I think maybe that was a part of it because that was the exhibit they had when I went to the MoMA. I was like, this is just dresses. I don't know how to appreciate these. I'm not good at appreciating the modern fashion art sort of thing. You know when they create like creative dresses and stuff for like Fashion Week? I'm not really good at appreciating that. I'm sure if it was like historical art or some sort of like other art exhibit at the time, I would have appreciated it more. But I was like, huh, this dress looks like a ball. You know? I was like, huh, this is a ball. Or like, cause though, I don't know what it was, but when I went to the thing, like the fashion week thing that they had up was like, a lot of them were ball shaped. There was ones where it was like hoops and stuff. And I was like, this isn't really like, if I'm going to look at a dress and think of it as a piece of art, you know, normally I want to see something more like, you know, like on Etsy, some people do like really amazing looking fantasy dresses. Like they look like straight out of Lord of the Rings, like beautiful, gorgeous embroidery and gorgeous like motifs. You see all those really beautiful like Etsy dresses and stuff. And then like to me, like if that was at the MoMA when I had gone, I think I would have really enjoyed that. But these were like, oh, this dress looks like a shopping cart. Which I understand is art. I understand that. And I don't think that that's bad art. I just think I don't get it. You know? My brain isn't advanced enough to understand that sort of modern art. You know what I mean? Like, I can't conceptualize that type of art. Like, you know, like, there's like that piece of art where it's like a banana taped to a canvas. I understand that that's art. But I am not advanced enough to understand that type of art. I see that and I'm like, that's a banana taped to a canvas. You know? Like, it's not drawn into the canvas. It's just taped to the canvas or nailed to the canvas, which I understand is art. But I'm not the type of person who understands that type of art, so I can't appreciate it the way that I know people would enjoy. You know, because some people will see that and they'll be like, art. And I'll be like, I'm happy for you. I don't get it, but I am very happy for you. It's sort of like in 101 Dalmatians 2, where Cruella like gets that artist who just draws like freaking dots for her. You know what I'm talking about? Did you ever watch that movie? It was like Lucky's Adventure or something. And like there's like Cruella de Vil finds an artist who just draws circles for her, like dots, but like it's just like Dalmatian looking dots. Like I would go to a museum and I'd be like, that's art, and I'm very happy that someone enjoys this art. I do not get it, but that's okay. It's not meant for me, and not every piece of art has to be meant for you, you know? Not every piece of art has to be meant for you, but I certainly don't get it. Okay, wait. Next one. New York cheesecake is good. But it has to be a certain type. I like regular New York cheesecake. I don't want it to have fruit in it. Chang Tang. I've never had this one, but I assume it looks like one of these things, so I probably like it because it'd be refreshing. Chiffon cake is good. Chocolate chip cookies are amazing, by the way. A good chocolate chip cookie is honestly probably one of the best things you could ever have. Have I ever had no-bake cheesecake? No. I have never had no-bake cheesecake, but I don't make cheesecake. I've heard it's really hard to make, so I've never tried it. I've heard it's hard to make. Otherwise, I would have tried to make it. Chocolate muffins are different than chocolate chip muffins. I'm gonna say that right now. But they're good. I will say though, the best chocolate muffin is from Costco. The best chocolate muffin is from Costco. The end. Churros are really good, by the way. Churros are kind of insane. Churros go kind of hard. Sorry. They're really amazing. A cinnamon roll is really good. A good cinnamon roll, oh, it's like amazing. Oh, I know, a chocolate chip muffin from Costco, not these types, but like, you know, like the actual chocolate chip an actual chocolate chip muffin from Costco. Oh my god, they're so good. Oh god, I love them. I grew up on those. They're like phenomenal. Eclairs are just okay. An eclair is not as good as a cream puff. A cream puff is quite good, but it is not the best. But I will take it as more than like a bundt cake, more than like a sago sort of thing. Crepes. Is this just a crepe? Does it have things in it? Is there a different thing for like a crepe that has stuff in it, or is this like crepes in general? I think there's nothing else. This must be crepes in general. Like a crepe with Nutella is like ridiculously good to me. A crepe with Nutella and bananas and peanut butter. It's great. I know some people will be like, but Toka, that's just a thin slice of pancake around a frickin' like heavy cream. Thank you, King, for the $5. Next time you cinnamon roll, try baking them with some heavy cream. I don't bake cinnamon rolls, but thank you. I was gonna say my old friend, but she's still my friend. My old roommate, she makes cinnamon rolls though. She makes them fresh, and I just eat them. I don't bake them. I don't like to bake things where you have to like go through multiple steps. I'm a cookie maker. I make a lot of cookies and I make brownies. I make cookies and brownies, and I make cakes sometimes. I make cakes sometimes. I make a good strawberry shortcake, and I make a really good, what do you call them? I make a good custard cake. What would you call it? Or pudding cake. They're called pudding cakes. Too much effort to make them from scratch? Well, my friend makes them from scratch. She makes them very good from scratch. I don't like cinnamon rolls enough to make them from scratch, but I also don't like canned ones. I think the canned ones taste funky. They're like weirdly textured. A good fresh cinnamon roll is unbeatable. A fresh cinnamon roll? Have you ever had one? It's so good. You're talking about those frickin' Pillsbury ones, aren't you? Those ones have a weird shell around the end. Those Pillsbury ones are too doughy and they have a shell around them. The outside is too hard. Cinnamon rolls should be soft. They should be soft. They should be soft and fluffy. Pillsbury ones have a weird hard crust around the edge. And I'm like, why is it like that? They taste too salty. It's weird. I've had them. Of course, I grew up, you know. Well, I will probably never buy them, but if I do, I'll add heavy cream. I don't go out of my way to get a cinnamon roll from Pillsbury, I'll tell you that. A creme brulee is a top-tier treat. A creme brulee is a top-tier treat. I don't know what they're made of, but I like it. I've never made one, and I don't know how to make one, but I like them a lot. These things, this freaking creme brulee, the way that the inside tastes is just phenomenal. I like it. With the crispy on the top. And I like how light they are. Croquants, ox. I can read French. Croquants, ox. Amadeus. What is this? No, don't read this to me in French. I need to know this in English. Please do this in English. Please, English, please! English! Almond cookie. Oh, it's just a biscotti. This is a biscotti? I like biscottis. They're good. Biscotti good. Biscotti better than eclair. Dango? Pog. I love mitarashi dango, specifically. The pink with the green and the white ones that don't have none mitarashi on it is just fine. But a mitarashi dango is phenomenal. I love the mitarashi. The sauce they put on it is so good. Danishes, just okay. Something about Danishes make my tummy hurt sometimes. I don't know what type of one it is, but some of them make my tummy hurt, and I don't know why. Donuts are good. It does depend on the type, by the way, though. Donuts are good. Mitarashi. Mitarashi. Donuts? I like yeast ones. I don't. I know some people are like, I love cake donuts. Okay. I like yeast donuts, specifically. I like yeast ones. A good yeast donut, like a glaze, a simple glazed. I like simple glazed yeast donuts. I also like a yeast donut that has like maple glaze. I love maple donuts. I think my favorite donuts to get are maple donuts, but I also really like apple fritters. I've never had a sour cream donut, but I assume it'd be good because I've heard good things about them. Lemmy! Hi! Hi, Lemmy! Welcome! Hi, Lemmy! Hi! How was your stream? You're playing Subnautica, I think, right? Subnautica. I've never played Subnautica, but I've heard phenomenal things about Subnautica. I've heard phenomenal things about Subnautica. Subnautica! Hi! Hi! A good old vanilla dip donut? What is a vanilla dip donut? Hi! Welcome! I hope you guys had fun, Snail Ears. I hope you had fun with Lemmy. Lemmy! Hey! What's your favorite dessert? Do you have a favorite dessert? Do you know I told everyone today about how you said I'm your favorite mouth breather? I still think about that. I think it's the funniest thing ever. But my favorite are up here. These are my favorite desserts. This is my dessert tier list. Glazed maple donuts? I literally was just talking about glazed maple donuts and how much I like them. They're my favorite donuts to get. Are dumplings with soy sauce and sugar glaze. Ooh! Is that why I like them? I like the slight savoriness of them. They're really good. But Lemmy, I hope you had a great time with Subnautica. And Snail Ears, I hope you had a great time with her. Did you finish the game, Lemmy? I know that the game's kind of long, but I think you've done it before, right? Maple glaze is peak. Mitarashi dango is pog. Dorayaki is good too, but I prefer an onpan. I prefer onpan to dorayaki. Onpan is much better to me. I'm excited for Moemon too! Oh yeah, guys, if you don't know, tomorrow Lemmy and I are playing Moemon with Pokemon Reborn. Pokemon Reborn is like a kind of like a expansion, I guess, of Emerald. Or that's what I read online. I don't know anything about it, and I'm bad at Pokemon. So Lemmy's gonna be there and probably... Lemmy, are you good at Pokemon? I never asked you. Are you good at it? Because I'm not good at it. A Dutch baby? A Dutch baby? Like as in like... like baby? Like what's a Dutch baby? Dutch baby. What is this? A Dutch baby pancake is a hybrid pancake crepe and popover all in one giant skillet. Oh, that sounds really good. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'd like that. I'm pretty sure I'd like that. Well, I like crepes, so I probably would like that more than this. Crepes are S tier. No, I'm bad. It's okay. I'm bad at it too. We'll just get through it together. I don't even remember how all the type mashups. And you're gonna hear some, probably when I play the game, you might get some controversial hot takes about what I think about Pokemon typings. Because some Pokemon typings and their weaknesses and stuff don't make any sense to me. You know? Some of them just don't make any sense to me. Personal opinion. The end. Egg tart good. Egg tart tasty. Financiers. Financiers. I've heard of these in the Great British Bake Off, but I don't know what the flip they are. A financier. Financier? No, not a financer. Not a financer! Financier. Small almond cakes. It's an almond cake. I think I'd probably sort of like it. It's a almond cake. No, dragon should be weak to fairy. Actually, dragon should be weak to fairy. They do make baths without meat. They make them with custard or red bean. Flan? 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 Why does the flan look like that? That's not what flan normally looks like, is it? That's not how flan looks. Flan. What is this picture? This picture looks weird. Oh, this looks like a flan patissier, not like a flan, like a regular flan. They don't have a traditional flan? They just have a flan cake? What type of flan is that? That doesn't look like flan. Hello? I mean, I guess if this represents all flans and not just a flan cake, then I would be like, a flan is top tier. I'm a huge fan of flan. But that flan is very weird looking. That is not like a traditional flan. French toast is pretty good, but it's not the best thing I've ever had in my life. Frozen yogurt? Oh, I love frozen yogurt. And you might be like, but Toka, frozen yogurt is extremely commercialized, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, wah wah wah, opinion. Frozen yogurt is freaking amazing. Anyway. Frozen yogurt especially, and I know some people are gonna be like, oh Toka, that's the worst flavor. Original flavor, frozen yogurt. You know that freaking one that tastes like freaking sour and shit? The freaking sour as fuck frozen yogurt because it's normal flavored? That's the best frozen yogurt flavor, by the way. That tart ass original flavored frozen yogurt, that is the best flavor. Sour, like original flavored with that light sweetness frozen yogurt is so good. Especially with like a little bit of popping boba, some freaking like sweet sauce on it, some fruits. Oh yeah. When I used to play volleyball, and I would win a game, my parents always took me to get freaking frozen yogurt, and I would get the sourest one I could get. Yeah, there's a lot of sweets I don't know of. There's a lot of sweets that I haven't heard of before. Fruit salad is, well, it's fruit salad. It's, you know, I'm not gonna pick it over a freaking almond cake, but it's fruit. I like fruit. Fruit tart, on the other hand, that's a good thing. I love fruit tarts. I'd probably put them over here. I love a fruit tart. Cake pops, you have to be demoted. Fruit cake? Ew. We don't talk about that. Ew. Gingerbread? Let's go. I love gingerbread. I love fruit tarts. Actually, I would say gingerbread goes above this. Actually, I would say gingerbread goes above this. Actually, I would say gingerbread goes above this, honestly. I love gingerbread. Grass jelly? I'm not the biggest fan of grass jelly, but it's okay. Hollow Hollow is so good. Hollow Hollow is pog. Ube flavor is good. Ice cream cake? When it's a good cake, it's good. It has to be good though. But I like an ice cream cake a lot. Ube is a good flavor. It's not as good as taro to me. I like taro more. Taro is way better to me than halo halo with the ube, but I also like ube. I just really like taro. You'll understand this. I really like taro. Ice cream is good, but it's not as good as frozen yogurt. In fact, I would probably put it below here. Ice kang. Is that just shaved ice? Ice kang. Kong. Bean ice. It is... Is this not shaved ice? It is shaved ice. Yep, this is also shaved ice, but a different form. So I'll just put it next to the other shaved ice. Jello is good. I don't know why people don't like Jello. You're wrong. I'm so sorry to tell you. If you don't like Jello, you're wrong. I apologize for your wrong take that you have. You're allowed to have it. I just think you're wrong. I grew up on Jello. Jello was like... Sometimes when I'm sad... I make a giant bowl of red Jello and I eat it with freaking whipped cream on it. Sometimes when I'm sad, I make a giant bowl of red Jello and I put whipped cream on it and I eat it. And that's my sad dessert. Because it's cheap and I can make it. I love red Jello. But my Tokuma made, my Tokuma used to make red Jello every, she made it basically every weekend. She would make a bundt cake shape red Jello with mandarin oranges in it. Like mandarin oranges in my red Jello. Key lime pie. Oh, I love a key lime pie. You'll notice I like a lot of tart things. I like a lot of tart things. Que capit. Que capit. Love letters. Que capit. Barkilo food. What is this? Malaysian. What is it made of? It is like, oh, it looks kind of like it looks kind of like a fortune cookie sort of like texture. But what is it? Can someone explain it to me on this thing? Why is this recipe taking 20,000 years to explain what this is? I just want to know what it is. Please stop talking in the beginning of your recipe. I just want to know what it is. Please just tell me what it is. It's like, I understand that that's how you make money from your website views, but I need to know what this is. Please just explain it to me. Crispy coconut rolls. Oh, a crispy coconut roll. Okay. Coconut is just okay. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's probably like right here. Que lapis. Oh, I know que lapis. I watched a video about que lapis. I watched a whole like 30-minute documentary on que lapis. I'd probably put it right here. Que lapis Indonesian. I'll put it right next to it. I assume it's probably similar. Que seri. Seri. Que seri. Muka. Probably here. I believe, isn't it that que lapis and like stuff that start with that? Isn't there like one for each region? Oh, a lassi? Lassi's pretty good. I have a mango lassi sometimes when I get Indian food. But I wouldn't say it's any better than like a biscotti. Oh, lava cake is so good. Lava cake is like here. I like a lava cake, but it's a little bit too decadent for me. It's a little bit too decadent. Like, I feel like every time I eat a lava cake, my tummy is like, whoa. Like, I can feel my body slow down when I eat a lava cake. It's like, whoa, that's a lot of sugar and that's very rich. And I'm like, yep, this is true. You know? Like, a lava cake is a type of thing you eat and then your body's like, we need to lie down. And you're like, okay. Because it's so heavy. A lemon square? Oh, yeah. I like a good lemon square. I would put it higher, but I don't know what it is. I feel like Lemon squares, texture-wise, are not my favorite thing in the world, but I like the taste of them a lot. Macaron and a macaroon. A macaron is that like French one with the little peaks, and then it's like a sandwich, and then a macaroon is like a coconut shavings that are toasted with like chocolate at the bottom. French macaron is like up here. It's like pretty good. I love these. Like the flavor is real good, but it's like here. The texture of a macaron, oh yeah, I love the chewy texture. It's so good. They're so expensive though. They're so expensive. They're so expensive. It's insane how expensive they are. I'm like, are we for real that this has to be this expensive? I really don't think it's that expensive to make. Genuinely, why is it so expensive? I've been to a place once where they were selling one macaron for $3. That thing is the size of a large dollar coin. That is the size of a dollar coin. What do you mean that's $3? One for $3? That's a dollar coin size. That better be made of the best ingredients in this entire state for you to sell that for $3. Not to be mean. I mean, I understand it's a lot of work, but also, hello? Macaroons with the coconut, again, it's a coconut thing. It's just like, it's okay. I'll eat coconut, but I'll never turn away from it. I'm happy Poland has them cheaper. America loves to make things expensive. I'll be quite honest with you. A Madeleine is just okay, but I don't hate them. Americans love to sell things for a lot of money. Mango sticky rice is phenomenal. I love mango sticky rice. The texture makes me really happy. Sticky rice texture makes me super happy. I like how chewy it is. I remember the first time I had mango sticky rice, I was at I think it was a Vietnamese place with my parents when I was younger. And I was trying it out. Like, so my Tokuma got it as her dessert. And she let me try a bite. And I was like, what is this chewy thing? And she was like, it's rice. And I was like, that's rice? Because I only ever had Japanese rice before. I was like, that's rice? How is the rice so chewy? Is there something wrong with it? And she was like, no, it's just a different type of rice. I remember being so afraid. I was like, what happened to the rice? I still liked it, but I was like, oh my god, what happened to it? Did something happen? Like, I thought that they had done something to rice. I was like, oh my god, did rice change forever? Because I hadn't conceptualized at that age that, like, there were different versions of things yet. And so I remember this, like, fear that I felt. I have very vivid memories of, like, times when I was a child where I felt like a vivid fear. And my fear of, like, rice not being the way I remember it for the rest of my life was, like, so scary. Because I didn't grow up in a family that, like, normally served me, like, bread and stuff with my dinner or potatoes. I grew up having, like, Japanese rice specifically every night. And so, like, I was like, my rice that I have with everything I eat isn't gonna be the same anymore? That's so sad! I got really upset until she was like, there's different ones. This is a type of rice. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, now have more. Now have more. And I had more and I was happy. I love mango sticky rice. Quick, regular donuts, cake donuts. It's regular donuts. Sorry, I like yeast donuts. Sorry, I like yeast donuts. Have you ever tried ta pie? Ta pie. Let me look it up. Ta pie. Traditional preparation of rice. Is that like... It looks like something that I've seen before. Let me look at an image. I don't think I have, but they look like good. I would try it. I would try it. I'm not afraid of trying anything for once, you know? Well, mochi donut, I would put a mochi donut over a yeast donut. I'll be honest with you. I would put it over a yeast donut. A mochi donut, to me, is way better than a regular yeast donut. I would do mochi donut, yeast donut, then cake donut for me. I like to eat the mochi donut a link at a time, and I love how it feels in my mouth. It's so good to have a mochi donut in my mouth. The way it feels when I chew on it, the way it feels in my fingers when I hold it. I don't know what it is, but the texture of a mochi donut is just phenomenal. If they let me pick different tiers of donuts and not just all donuts as one is like a tier, a mochi donut would be an S tier. Marble cake is just okay. Marble cake is just okay. Meringues are really good. I like meringues. Meringues are not above brownies though. Millet crepe cake? Oh, I've had one of these before. Unfortunately, as much as they sound really good in ASMR, they're really not as good as I thought they would be. It was really sad. I like had a millet crepe cake at like a place, and they aren't as good as they sound in ASMR. It's unfortunate. Like in ASMR, it makes it sound really good. Honestly, I'd put it below a Madeline. But like the texture is just not what you think it is. A milli fuel. I can't read French, guys. That's probably better than the cake. A minced pie? What is that? Minced pie? Minced pie. Mince pie. Meat pie. Sweet pie. Sweet pie with minced meat. Mixture of fruit, spices, and sweat. Oh, it's that thing. Yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of that. I like an actual meat pie, but this is not a meat pie. This is a minced pie. A meat pie would be a S tier. I love meat pies. But that's more of like, I've had that. Minced pie is not what it's not good. But it's not bad, it's just not good. It's not a fruitcake. You know, it's not a freaking fruitcake, but it's not good. Mochi is good. Mochi is always good, actually. Are you savory or sweet? I'm a savory person. I prefer savory. Mooncake. Depends on the... Mooncakes, by the way, is gonna be like... I'll put it like... Mooncake is like right here for me. Right here. But I will say, mooncakes, for me, have to be made a very specific way. I want it to be lotus flavor mooncake. Lotus specifically. Lotus mooncake, double yolk. Lotus mooncake, double yolk. If it's not a lotus one, I don't want it. And I don't want it with the seeds in it. I want it to be specifically lotus, preferably double yolk. Yes, lotus. Mochi, yeah! Mochi's so good. I love mochi. My favorite is the strawberry daifuku. Is that what it's called? Yeah, daifuku mochi. I like daifuku mochi. I love daifuku. Mousse is just okay. Daifuku is with red bean and strawberry in it. Mousse is okay. Mousse is just fine. Like it more than a crepe cake. Muffins in general! Muffins in general? Hello? Okay, we can demote this. I didn't know we had muffins in general. Muffins in general, of course I'm putting that higher. Hello? I love muffin. Nougat? Eh. It's just fine. Nougat? Eh. Nougat, fine. Actually, I have to put this down here, actually. I don't think I'd like a milli cake that much. Actually, I have to put this here. Onde. What is this? Pandan. It looks like a pandan mochi. What is this? Glutinous rice balls dessert. Skin wraps. Palm sugar. Oh, it looks pretty okay. I'd put it, but I wouldn't put it too high. I'd probably put it like here. Maybe like right there. Palmer's? Okay. Controversial thing. Yui said Palmer's suck ass. No, they don't. Who the frick says that? Palmer's are not bad. Hello? Palmer's are really good. I love a Palmer. Palmer, good. Shut up, Yui. Love you. Shut up, Yui. Love you. Palmer's are good. Palmers are like these palm flaky cookies. They're very light and mild flavored. They're very flaky. They get a lot of crumbs everywhere. Yeah, elephant ears. They also go by elephant ears, but they're also called palmers. They're also called palm cookie. Yeah, I love my wife, but L-Take. She also hates fucking, what is it called? Fucking New York cheesecake? Whatever. Panna cotta? I've never had panna cotta. Isn't that like a rich person dessert? I'm sure I'd like it. But I've never... The only thing I know about panna cotta is from this movie called like... Isn't it called like Level or something? Panna cotta is like... I only know of it from... There's like one movie about this elevator that goes up a tower and then you go on different levels, and then if you stay in there for 30 days, then you get whatever your wish was going into this like tower. I forget the name of the movie. It's like a horror movie or a thriller. There's a scene in it where a guy has his flesh eaten by another guy who peels it off slowly. But at the end of that movie, they're like going down the levels on this like elevator thing. And like the elevator has like a bunch of food in it. So it's like based on whatever day it is or where... The platform! Yes, the platform! So the movie called The Platform, at the end, they're going down to the bottom and they're bringing a single panna cotta. And they're like, the panna cotta is the message. The panna cotta is the message. The panna cotta is the message. And they're like chanting it. And like, the only thing I know about panna cotta is from the frickin' movie. There's a sequel? There is? Really? Let me look it up. The Platform movie 2. I didn't know there was a sequel. That's kind of cool. Okay, I'll look it up later. I won't want to watch it probably because I only watched it with a friend, but I will read the synopsis so I know what happens. I love doing that. I love just reading the synopsis so I don't have to watch a second movie if it's mid. Peanut cookie? I think I've had these before. They're okay. I don't hate them. They're pretty good. Wouldn't pick them over like probably that, but I would eat it. A pecan pie? Oh yes, I love a good pecan pie. But not more than a muffin, but I love pecan pie. Pineapple tarts are just okay. Eclairs, Danish. Put it above a lassi, you know, nougat and a mousse. Put it like right there. Yeah. A popsicle? Oh, I love a popsicle, especially on a hot summer day. Popsicle pog. Especially a fudgesicle, or I also like strawberry popsicles a lot, especially strawberry cream popsicles. Can someone explain to me the difference between a profiterole and a profiterole and a cream puff? Is there a difference between a profiterole and a cream puff? Profiterole versus cream puff. Profiterole is generally French for small, uniform-sized pastry made from choux cream. Cream puff is the American term for similar pastry, typically larger. A profiterole is a smaller, more refined version of a cream puff. Okay, so I would probably dislike the cream puff, the profiterole more than the cream puff because I like to split cream puffs in half and eat a top and a bottom half, and this would make that harder. So I'd probably like it more like around here. Pumpkin pie's pog! I love a good old pumpkin pie. I have that American in my blood. I love a pumpkin pie. Red bean soup is really good. I got that yeehaw American in my vein. With my pumpkin pie, red velvet cake, it's only okay. And I hate that it has cream cheese frosting because fuck that. Sorry, that's aggressive. But I still like it. I like it when it's made with not cream cheese. Rice Krispie treats are so mid. You have them as a kid, you think they're great, but arguably they're just mid. But arguably a Rice Krispie treat is sufficiently just mid. Sadly. Sago, super pog. I love Sago. Sesame ball. Ooh, a sesame ball. Oh yeah, I love a sesame ball. One of my favorite things I had growing up. My Tokuma would always take me. So when I was growing up, my voice teacher that I used to take lessons from was she was located in Chinatown, and we would always go to the Chinatown to get so I could go to voice lessons. And if my Tokuma took me instead of my Tokupa, then after she would always be like, Toka, I think you want a sesame ball. You want to come with me? And I would go with her to get sesame balls. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it was because she wanted sesame balls. I'll be so honest with you, I don't remember ever asking for a sesame ball. I'm pretty sure every time I went to voice lessons and she was there instead of my Tokupa, she was like, we should get sesame balls. And she would always make it off like I wanted them. But I'm pretty sure she wanted it, and she just wanted a reason to go, so she would bring me and pretend like she was buying me a sesame ball as a treat. But she always got one. So it was never about just me getting a sesame ball. I'm pretty sure she wanted a sesame ball. And then she was just gonna get me one with her, you know? Or like she would go and bring them to me when she came to pick me up. It was so crazy. She always would be like, oh, you know, like like I would be doing something, and when she had to pick me up, she would come with a dessert. And she'd always act like they were for me, but she always got some for herself. So I'm pretty sure she just liked getting sweets and then saying I wanted them, and then I would eat them. Because she would buy some and then we'd get enough for... But you know what I mean? Oh, s'mores are god tier. S'mores are so good. Holy. But they're not like... Would I put them in S tier? Oh gosh darn it, I would. I love a s'more. Something about the texture of the crispy graham cracker crunching down into the smushy marshmallow, and then the drip of the chocolate just really gets me. It's so good and decadent. I've almost never been camping. Every time I've had a s'more has been at like a school camp sort of thing. You know when they go to take you to like a camping lodge? Then I would have s'mores growing up, but it was always so nice. Sorbet is very good. I'd say it's not as good as like ice cream to me, but it's better than an egg tart. An egg tart should go down, so should cake pops. Demoting. A souffle? I've actually never had a souffle. I assume I'd like it, so I'll put it like right here. A strawberry shortcake. Is this the only version they have? They don't differentiate between the American and the Japanese? Well, pretend this is a Japanese one. This is not the American version. A strawberry shortcake is basically like right here. A good one is right there. A strudel. Strudels are just okay. They're not bad though. But an apple strudel makes me feel weird. Oh yeah, strawberry shortcakes in Japan are made with like chiffon cake. They're like very fluffy, but American ones are made more with, I believe, ladyfingers or a biscuit. Sugi cake. Sugi. S-U-G-E-E. Cake. What is this? It's a almond marzipan cake. Marzipan cake. Almond cake. Seems a bit dense. I think I'd like it, but I don't think it'd be something I'd really like. I don't really like dense cakes too much. Put it below dorayaki. Can I please? There we go. Probably put it here. Sundae. Oh, like an ice cream sundae. I was about to try to pronounce Sunday like it was like some sort of Asian word. I was like, sundae. It's a sundae, like as in like an ice cream sundae. This picture's just so weird. An ice cream sundae, and ice cream sundae is really great. I'd say I like it more than a lava cake. Why is it in a brown bowl like that? I've never seen a sundae in a wooden bowl. I would never put it in a wooden bowl. I'd put it in some sort of like clay pot or clay bowl. Not clay pot, clay bowl. A Swiss roll is always fine. It's never my favorite cake, it's just there. Teriyaki Sorry, taiyaki. Why can't I read English? Taiyaki. Taiyaki. I like taiyaki a lot. I prefer the ice cream version. But I'd probably put taiyaki like right around the chocolate muffin Palmer's area. Like right here. Tang Yuan looks a lot like these things I have here. Probably would put it here. Tu Fu Fa. Tu Fu Fa. Tao Fu Fa. Tao Fu Fa. Tao Fu Fa is a Chinese sweet or savory snack made with silken tofu. Ooh, silken tofu. I love silken tofu. I probably would love this then. I love silken tofu. Probably would like it more than a mooncake, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I love taiyaki. Tiramisu is my favorite. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tiramisu, my favorite. It's my favorite cake. Other than tres leches cake and sometimes strawberry shortcake, it depends. But I always will prefer a tiramisu. Truffles are fine, it's just chocolate. I wouldn't really call this a dessert. Ooh, custard cream filling is really good in taiyaki. I like custard cream. I also like matcha as well. Ube halaya. Ube halaya. Boiled mashed potato yam. It's like a... Is it... It's like a pudding almost? What is this? It's a jelly. They make a jelly. Oh, okay, okay. It's like a jelly-ish texture. I don't like the texture it looks like it would be. Is not probably what I'd like, so I put it there. But I like ube in general. Waffles are good. Controversial opinion. These change based on how you cook, how you present them. I almost always will pick a waffle. But if you serve me a waffle in a specific way, then I would put them as a pancake. You know? Real Belgian waffles? I don't know if they're real. I've had ones before, but I've never been to Belgium. Warabi mochi! Oh, it's so good. I'd put it in always grab. I love warabi mochi. Honestly, I'd put it like around... I'd put it around the mango sticky rice territory for me. Warabi mochi is really good. I like how it's like melts in your mouth. And it has a sort of kinako flavor to it, and I love kinako. Kinako is super good. Yo Taiyu. Oh. Yo Tiao. Fried donuts. I've had this at Chinese hot pot. I've had this at hot pot. This is good. I like it. It's not phenomenal, but I like it. Yeah, I like waffles. Cheese. I don't think cheese is a dessert. Why is cheese a dessert? Wait, why is this here? Why is it? What is cheese doing on the dessert list? What is happening? Why is there cheese? I don't like dates, by the way. I don't like dates. Why is cheese there? Japanese cheesecake is fine, but it's not as good as a normal cheesecake, in my opinion. It's just straight up cheese. What do you mean cheese the dessert? Yeah, clearly Lemmy put that into this. What do you mean cheese? I don't know if I'd make that a dessert. It's like, it's good, but I'm not the hugest fan of cheese. Turkish Delights, unfortunate. I only like the berry flavored Turkish Delights. I don't like rose flavor, which is the more popular one, I believe, isn't it? But like the like flavored Turkish Delights that are not like aromatic. There we go. The Turkish Delights that are not aromatic flavors I really like, but then once you start making them aromatic flavors like rose, I stopped liking them. But a good berry flavored Turkish Delight I really like. Barfi. bar fee food. Milk barfi recipe. A milk-based fudge dessert. Milk-based fudge. Parisian. I don't like fudge a lot, but I do like milk-based things. So maybe I'd put it here. And now that we've looked at this, I think this apple crumble should be higher. Apple crumble should be around here. And bubble waffles should be around here. And this should be here. Because this is in like, oopsies, what did I just do? This is like in order. Like it's like the list goes from like, you know, from top to down. Bread pudding is super good. I love a bread pudding. Bread pudding's super nice. This should go here. Brija Briga D Rose. Hot condensed milk, cocoa bite-sized fudgy balls, popular Brazilian chocolate treat. That looks really good comparatively to a regular truffle. I put that one like here. And I move this here. Butter cookies are good. I've never had the ones in the tin. My grandma... I did not know my grandma long enough to have the butter cookie sort of moment with my grandma. But... I would put a butter cookie. It's not bad, but I wouldn't reach for a butter cookie, you know what I mean? Like, I would never be like, you know what I want today? A butter cookie. Conjagica. Brazilian white corn and coconut porridge. Oh, that looks pretty good. Honestly, I might like that. I would say this kind of looks like a rice pudding. With a rice pudding, I would put it maybe like around here. Her Zoggies. South African herds oggies. English cookie. Jam-filled tartlet cookie. Coconut topping. Cup-like pastry based. Invented in the 1920s. That's insane. I mean, it seems pretty good, but it has coconut, which is not my ideal. I'd put it probably here. Japanese crepes. Oh my god, it is a category. A Japanese crepe. Okay, Japanese crepe better than French crepe. Japanese crepe way better than French crepe. Sorry to say it. Someone had to say it. Japanese crepe way better than French crepe. No offense. No offense. Japanese crepe way better. Just they're so much better. Like look at them. They have ice cream. They're tall. You eat out of them like they're a freaking parfait. I wish they had parfaits. Why is parfait on this? Parfait is the best. I would put parfait in S tier as well. Cool feet. Frozen dairy dessert. Traditional Indian ice cream. It's with traditional Indian ice cream. Denser, creamier than regular ice cream. Oh, but the flavors are not really ones that I would like. The flavors are not really things I would like. So I would probably put it more around here. Because I don't really like cardamom or saffron. Or rose. But I like lavender. But that's not a flavor, by the way, that they listed. I was just saying that because I don't dislike all aromatic flavors. Malva food. Pudding. It's a pudding. It's a pudding. Simple and delicious ice cream pudding. Pudding. Apricot jam and spongy caramelized texture. Ooh, a spongy pudding. I probably like that. It's a good pudding. I'd put a good pudding would get me above a Japanese cheesecake. I'll say that. Is that just milk tart? It says milk tart. Milk tart. Is that a milk tart? Milk tart, it is! It's a milk tart! That looks good. I like milk tarts. A good milk tart never hurt nobody, I'll tell you that. It never hurt nobody. Modoc. Modoc. A dumpling. With, what does it have in it though? Fried and steamed, but I want to know what's in it, because that's what's going to make the deciding flavor for me. I'm pretty sure I know what this probably tastes like, but what do you put in it? Flavors. Coconut almond. See, that's what would stop me from liking it. I would put it maybe more like a here. You know? Picarones donut. Ooh! Spanish donut. Sweet potato donut. Coated in syrup. Oh, that sounds really good actually. I probably would like this a lot. Maybe like here. But like here. Now I don't know why I put this oh, I dragged this one probably up because this is a white fudge. I don't like fudge. I mean, I'll eat a fudge, I just don't like it. That pound cake is just okay. I've had good pound cake, but it's not special or anything. Pound cake is something you just kind of get and you're like, ah, that's fine. Katayef. Katayef? Arabic pancake. Fried to perfection, dunked in syrup. Ooh, that looks good. It kind of seems a lot like a... It kind of seems like a cannoli. Let's put it around here and move the mooncake down a little bit. Sus Prio Limonio. Rest cake. What is that? No bake tart. Like a lemon tart, lime tart. That would be good. I assume it would be very good. Probably put it there. Food. I love spelling these out because I can't read. Yeast dough wrapped around a stick, baked, coated with sugar. Ooh, chimney cake. Ooh, whoa, wait, that sounds really good. That sounds like a churro, but like with cream in the middle. I think I'd like that a lot. Chimney cake? Okay. I need to try that. That sounds like something that I would really enjoy. Have you ever had a chimney cake? I feel like I've never heard of that or seen that. Oh, this is kind of like, oh, I forget what they're called, but my roommate has one of these. There's like a Dutch version of this sort of thing. It's like a rice pancake. This is pretty good looking. I'd probably enjoy this. Fairy bread? I know that's a dessert, but I don't know if I'd call that much of a dessert. It's a buttery toast with some sprinkles on it. Gulab jamun. Gulab jamun. Indian sweet made with milk, solids, sugar, rose water, and cardamom powder. I would put this maybe right around I just don't like cardamom that much, so I can't rank it too high. That's the hard part. I don't like cardamom or rose water, unfortunately. And then a whole teok. Sweet pancakes with brown sugar fill-in. Oh, that sounds amazing, actually. I think I've had this before. But like not a fresh one. I bought it from a store where I froze it and reheated it. Kaja. Indian deep fried pastry commonly filled with fruit or soaked with syrups. Ooh. I know that it looks like I'm just putting everything that sounds like a baklava or a... I don't know, I just keep putting everything that looks like a baklava or a sort of cannoli, just keeps going higher and higher. But I just, you know, what can I say? They're good. Millionaire shortbread, what is that? Oh, my aunt used to make these. I always just called them caramel chocolate cookies. They're just cookies with caramel and chocolate. They're always good, but I mean, like, are you gonna reach for them? Are you gonna request them at the bakery? Probably not. And then pavlova is really good. Pavlova, I've only had it twice, but when I had it, it was really good. It's so, like, it's so delicate. I really like delicate flavor. But this is okay. So I have to go soon because I have a call with my family. But there's like, this is my list. I'm gonna put it in the general. I mean, I'm not gonna put it, but one of the mods will put it in the general, and then we will do this dessert flavors tier list during the next ZATSU that we do. So probably next week when we do a ZATSU, we'll do the dessert flavors tier list, and then this one will be inside of the general this time. So you can look at it and then compare it with Yui's because mine are undoubtedly the better choices. And if you disagree with that, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know? So, you know, when it goes into the general, you'll be like, oh, Toka's version of this tier list is like 20,000 times better than Yui's one, and I can't believe I ever got influenced by what Yui thought was the better sweets tier list. You know what I mean? But let's look into someone to raid. Let me see. Oh, and don't forget, tomorrow we're doing Pokemon Reborn Moemon with Lemmy Lycan. And then on Thursday, I will be on Yui's channel for her birthday celebration. Please keep your eyes out for Yui's birthday merch, as well as anything else that she plans on doing that she releases. I'm really excited for Yui's stuff. You know, obviously, I'm her wife, so I, like, you know things, and I'm excited for you to see her stuff because she's amazing. And I'm excited for you to just support her, so don't forget to do that. But let me set up a raid. How do I do this again? I say that as if I don't know how to do this. I do know how to do this. I just get scared every time I do it. Let's raid into... Let's go into... I believe... Let's go into Leora, who's playing Core Keeper, I think. Because I mean, we were doing a tier list, and before that, some people are from Lemmy's Subnautica thing. So that seems like, in my head, like a good middle ground. Also, Leora is great, and I love Leora, so you'll get to see Leora. If you haven't seen Leora before, I almost called her Leora Fortune. I was also, because I was looking on the door as well. But if you don't know Leora, Leora is from BNU. She is a Valkyrie, and she has a beautiful, beautiful voice. She was after me in the Sweet Symphony relay. But please, please, please enjoy Leora. I'm going to write the raid message, which is the Crybabies. Babies wish hope you are having the most W's. I can spell having, and then I'm gonna do my Oshi mark. Drop. And music note. Notes. There we go. Of course, Rise. I hope you guys had a great time today. I had a lot of fun yapping with you guys as always. I'll see you all tomorrow as well. Please make sure you send this message to Leora, and I'll see you all tomorrow. And also, just for funsies, just so you know, I'm working on a really cute... I think you'll like the short that I put on Thursday. Just saying. I'm just saying, if you like nostalgic anime, I think you'll like my short that I'll put out on Thursday. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway. But I'll see you all soon, okay? So, 3, 2, 1. Way!